In an earlier video, we attempted to answer the question a lot of retired people ask us, should they take money from an RRSP account now, or should they wait until age 72 when they're required to take it out? Now, in that video, we assumed that Jill and Bob would both live to age 90. Well, what would happen if Bob only lived till his expected life expectancy, which is age 78? Well, following the traditional approach where you delay your RRSP withdrawals, we know that Jill's going to have a lot of money and everything is fine. But let's take a look and see what happens with her account. So here we are, she's rolling along, these are her investments, and then all of a sudden Bob passes away here and she inherits all of Bob's investments. And we can see the green here is the tax-free savings account. This is her RRSP account, about 149, then all of a sudden it jumps up here to about 629,000. Let's see what the impact is then on her RRSP withdrawals. We can go in here, we can see, she was coming along, taking about $24,000 a year out of her RRIF, and then all of a sudden, now she's required to take out about $120,000 a year. Well, that has a big impact on the taxes that she'd have to pay. And let's just see if we can measure that impact and see what happens to her old age security. If we come down here, we can see once Bob's passed away, her clawback here is $11,000, and this is the amount that she's actually receiving from the government. So she's lost quite a bit of her old age security. So let's do a quick check and see what would happen if they had both taken their RRSPs early rather than waited. And under that scenario, we can still see that, Jill is going to inherit a lot once Bob passes away. But let's break this down. We can see this is the amount in the tax-free savings account. This is the amount in the RRSP. There's only 158. And then this is the non-registered account. We still have a lot of money in non-registered because they've been pulling from RRSP accounts. Let's take a look at the withdrawals from the account. And we can see here, there was nothing coming out because it was already spent. But then, once Bob's passed away, Jill's only having to pull about $30,000 a year out of that RRIF account. So let's take a look at the impact on the old age security for Jill. And of course, as we scroll down and we look in this column here, we can see there is no clawback. It's only in the final year that Jill has to pay some tax. So it really looks like there is an advantage to pulling money out of the RRSP early. Let's just take a quick look and do a comparison. Okay, and so what we've got here is we've got the withdrawal from the RRSP early, and here's the traditional plan where we delay the RRSP. And this time when we look, we can see graphically, we can see that there is a difference here right away. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. So again, we can see something similar. While Bob is alive, there is an advantage to delaying the RRSP withdrawals. But once Bob passes away, that advantage flips, and we're better off to withdraw money from the RRSPs early. Let's do a final check, and again, let's take a look and see how much the children will inherit. And what we can see here is that there's a difference of about $141,000, or between the two children, close to about $300,000. So that is fairly substantial savings. Okay, so what we've seen over the two videos is that if we do a plan to age 90, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference whether we take RRSP money early or later. But if we do a plan based on a person's life expectancy, I think there is an advantage to take money from an RRSP early. So with those two thoughts in mind, I think when it comes to RRSP withdrawals, you should plan them based on expected life expectancy, which means withdrawing money from an RRSP early.